What up, world? We back at it again. It's your boy Cody Pope. I'm here with another installment of Long Live Physical Media. I've been holding on to this one for a little bit, but I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I was out shopping shortly before Record Store Day because I was unfortunately having to work on Record Store Day. And so we were just scoping the landscape and seeing what was out, and we stopped at the Newbury Comics in our area. And admittedly, the selection of music has really shrunk in a lot of the Newbury Comics that I've gone to, especially CDs, which are a big thing that I'm into. There's still a ton of vinyl, which is awesome. And I always try to grab some of that. I think I grabbed some on this recent run. But I ended up looking for CDs anyways, and I found something that I was floored by, which is John Coltrane's The Impulse albums. I should have shown you why I was all decorated today. I was hoping you'd get the hint, but that's what we're doing. Why I just switch hats? Because the trucker hat, and while I love this part of it, trucker hats just don't look good on me. But had to break it out, like I said, celebrating John Coltrane Impulse albums. Now you're probably wondering why I haven't shown you the front yet. I'm getting to that because I would have bought this anyways because it's just really cool. The box set is really cool. I love the uniformity of the CDs. They picked really good albums, or really interesting albums to put on here. But the thing that was so cool that I was blown away about is this thing was listed for $69.99. And I ended up getting it for $29.99. It's 5 CDs. And this box, it's a really hard box too. So I've been holding on. I wanted to unbox this with you guys because I thought it was special. I've heard these albums before. I don't own them, which is why I bought them, but it's some live albums and like transitions and some other stuff. But alas. So I just was blown away at how great. And, if I want to nitpick, there's like a little thing up here. And now that I'm realizing that, that's probably why they took money off. But whatever, the music is still here. That's why I bought it. That's what I care about. So, first thing that you get with this record, this is interesting, is live in Seattle. And yeah, there is no part to this jewel case right here. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but it's weird. When you open it, it's like this part is here. Oh, that's why. There's no fucking insert in here. Good start to this video. So, starting to understand why it was on sale, because there's no jewel case insert. Hopefully this was the only one like this. That would suck. But luckily, when you have as many CDs as I do, you can probably find an insert for that. Here we go. Okay, the rest of these are in their proper packaging here. So we got Sunship as our second one. So we had Live in Seattle with Pharoah Sanders, which I'm still super excited about despite this janky fucking case. And we got Sunship. Got Transition. This is a great record. It's an interesting one. I actually went back and listened to it again before doing this video. And I'll mention why I think it's interesting that they put this on here. Infinity, beautiful artwork. and Concert in Japan. So all 5 of these CDs here came in this one box set, $29.99. I was absolutely floored. These are great records too. Now I'll be totally transparent. If you are somebody that perhaps doesn't listen to jazz all the time, or doesn't consider yourself to be someone with like a, I don't know how you say it, like a nuanced understanding of jazz or appreciation of jazz, some of these may be a little complicated for you. That's like when I noted Transition, I say that that's a really interesting record to have in here because some of the tracks have a, I guess what you could call like a classic Coltrane feel to them, but then there's a lot of tracks where you can see him or hear him transitioning into his more experimental mode, which throughout a lot of the latter like 60s and 70s he really did some really exploratory music, which is really cool to listen to, but it can be really challenging for somebody that doesn't know what they're going into, much like somebody that's going into like extreme metal or something like that, where it's like there's this insane technicality to it, there's this insane musicianship to it, the unbearing and unleashing of the soul really like comes through in the music, but you have to be very aware of what you're going into and what your expectation is. Lucky for me, having grown up around a lot of jazz music, my mom was a big fan of jazz. That really opened me up to a lot of stuff. I really appreciate this. To me, some of this stuff, like Concert in Japan in particular, let's see if that one comes over here. Here we go. This one is like a really crazy record. It starts off with the what I assume is like the host of the event or the promoter or whatever, basically like introducing the group in Japanese, and then they just kick right into it. And man, it's so there's only 2 tracks on here, but it's because each piece, the first one, Peace on Earth, the second track, but the first musical piece on here is 25 minutes, and then Meditations is 44. So it really is like a very auditory journey that it takes you on, but really, really crazy stuff. That's one of those things where just another reason why I love the medium of CDs so much, because if I had got those on vinyl, that probably would have cost me even more than what it was originally listed at on, each record probably would have been anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks a pop or something like that. And so I'm not shitting on vinyl. Like I said, I literally, sorry, this is so choppy. Fucking gimbal keeps dying out for some reason. But no, I always try and still get records too, so please don't think that I'm a fucking hater. I have Laserdisc, I have vinyl, I have everything. I just been really on my CD shit for, obviously for most of my life, but these last 10 years or so, with obviously, I'm sure you hear a lot of people on here talking about how, sorry, lost my train of thought. The gimbal keeps crashing out on me. But yeah, there's just something about CDs that I've really gravitated towards more so, because I've always collected vinyl, I've always had tapes, and I've always had CDs. I grew up with siblings, and so as a kid, I had my parents' record collection. I had my siblings' CDs that I would steal from them. I had my oldest brother's tapes that I would, collect from him when he was over them. So I've always had a connection to physical music in general and physical media. I've always collected movies. Some of these I've had since I was a kid. Some I've just been collecting over the decades since. But I just think people don't talk about CDs enough, or CDs don't get brought up enough in the conversation because they're not like this hip collectible thing in the way that vinyl is. But man, I gotta tell you that the collectability of CDs, the sturdiness of CDs, the ability to transport them, holy shit with this fucking gimbal. And I lost my fucking train of thought. Yeah, they're just not a popular listening format right now, but I think that they're going to prove to be more useful, more enjoyable, more collectible, more appreciated in due time, because it is not an easy thing to start a record collection. Granted, it is much easier today than it was 10 years ago, however much more time. But with that said, it's like there's just nothing like being able to bring a book of CDs or grab a handful of CDs off the shelf, or back in the day we used to have the big CD changer with the multiple CD things. So yeah. So I don't want to go too far off track. All my gimbal crash outs made me really lose my train of thought. But these right here, the Impulse Collection, Volume 5, John Coltrane, features Transition, Live in Seattle, Sunship. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? As I was saying, features Transition, Live in Seattle, Sunship, Infinity, and Concert in Japan. Absolutely stellar listen. Crazy ebbs and flows of emotions and feeling, and sonic styling too. And I didn't even go out that day looking for anything. We were roaming around the mall, like running errands for the house or something like that. We popped in Newbury Comics, and bam, it just was screaming at me. And I'm so grateful that I did, because it's a stellar listen. I am going to try and upload these more frequently. I'm going to mix it up between some of my hauls from stores, some unboxings, and some discussions about some records that I like. So I'll keep mixing it up. Hopefully we keep things interesting. You guys keep buying shit that you like. Long live physical media.